always find it really useful to have a quick, easy, healthy pasta dish, but one that's just as good for entertaining as it is for when you come home from work and want a quick supper. So I'm going to make a pistachio and asparagus penne. So to start with the asparagus, what you need to do is just take the ends off. So if you find the part where they're going to snap, it just snaps naturally. This is the woody part, not for consumption. And then cut your asparagus into kind of pieces about 3 centimetres long. And then quite a good idea just to blanch your asparagus first. So I'm popping them in some boiling water. There's no salt in the water because I don't want to change the colour of the asparagus. So I'm reckoning about 2 minutes for that. My pasta's already on. So meantime, I have pancetta here, which is belly of pork that's been seasoned and then dry cured. I need to cut this into small pieces because I want to cook it quite swiftly. So the pancetta goes into the hot oiled pan and, for colour and flavour, diced red pepper and some thyme. Oh, my asparagus is done. I need to drain it off into ice cold water. The ice cold water will keep the colour of the asparagus. Fabulous. Now for the important part. The pistachios need to be crushed. The fastest way is to pop them into a plastic bag and give them a good bashing. I like to use a rolling pin. That's great. By now the pancetta and peppers have been gently sweated off, and I add a good quantity of chopped garlic. Then in goes the chilled asparagus. I've already cooked the penne pasta and it's ready to go in with everything else. So remember, the asparagus is practically 100% cooked. We are now just heating it up. This looks and smells delicious. I have one more ingredient for the actual sauce, and it's not at all Italian. I think it's my Irish influences coming in here, having grown up on a dairy farm. Double cream. And now for the seasoning, a bit of pepper, just a tad of salt. Watch the salt because there's already salt in the pancetta. And all we need to do is heat through the cream. That's how fast this dish is. I have already cooked the penne pasta and it's ready to go in with everything else. It's really important to cook your pasta al dente. That means it should have a nice little bite in it. It also means it's a tiny bit, to some people maybe, undercooked, and what happens is, because of that, the pasta soaks up the sauce more and you get a really good flavour off the pasta itself. Now we're ready to serve. Okay, and I'm not finished yet. I have some black olives just for the top of pistachios. And my last ingredient is a rather surprising one. It's actually toasted breadcrumbs, dry toasted breadcrumbs. And in southern Italy, when people didn't have enough money to buy parmesan, they used to keep the old bread, the stale bread, and they would toast it and sprinkle that on their pasta. And I always feel I have to explain that story to my guests when they come around in case they just think I'm downright mean and won't buy parmesan.